A longtime nonprofit is going away, but another is taking its place. I'm Dylan Foreman, your community reporter in San Luis Obispo, taking a look at the impact of the Grassroots II organization and taking a look at how the new nonprofit is looking to continue its mission. The founder of the nonprofit that started in 1968, Maxine Lewis, championed for people in San Luis Obispo, helping the underprivileged and underserved up until her death in 1988. Peggy Fowler took over as executive director and has carried on that legacy ever since.
There's nothing like being heard, and people decades later say that woman saved my life.
But in late 2024, Grassroots II was dissolved with Fowler, citing financial difficulties and the inability to fully reach the population in need of their services.
Very long journey. Unfortunately, we're fighting the same things today as we fought 50 years ago.
But in March, a new nonprofit, SLO Grassroots, made up of many of the same members that were involved with Grassroots II, like Chairboard Heather Todd, stepped in to bring back some of the staples of the previous organization, like the Thanksgiving dinner that served 2,000 people last year, and the food and clothing pantry, serving 30 people a day.
And those were people who mostly lived in the downtown area, and they weren't eating any other way except through Grassroots.
According to Todd, it costs $10,000 to provide those Thanksgiving meals and $1,000 per month to rent out the space to hold the food and clothing pantry. She says that so far they've raised $5,000 since March between an Elks Lodge grant and other donations.
So we'll be ramping up in terms of fundraising this year. We do have a significant number of donors in the community who have come to the table, but we are not anywhere near our goal yet.
Both organizations fighting a battle that Maxine Lewis began in the 1960s here in San Luis Obispo, carrying on the same message today.
As SLO Grassroots is to carry on Maxine Lewis's vision of feeding and clothing for our members of our own community here in San Luis Obispo.
Tried to see people were fed. We tried to see that they were warm, and that legacy lives on.
In addition to Thanksgiving dinner, Todd says the priorities for the organization right now are funding and finding a permanent home for an office space. To learn how to donate, you can visit this story on KSBY.com. In San Luis Obispo, Dylan Foreman, KSBY News.